multiple times I have talked about this topic in several of my live reviews and other live streams and other videos I've done here on YouTube. And I feel like it's something that needs to be. It's a good way to get more in depth discussion going and chatter between my viewers and anybody else in the YouTube wrestling community, the YWC. What's going on, guys? This is a Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for just another discussion and topic video for you to see if you guys would leave your comments down in the comment section as well, or even as well you discuss it on Twitter and whatnot, and just get a discussion going here and see what you guys honestly think about this topic. Or you do a video response on it as well if you most desire to. So here's what I want to discuss today. There are a couple pet peeves I definitely have within the WWE these days. And, I don't like to come up here all the time and just rant and just bash it all the time. Because there are still things in the WWE that I still do look forward to every single week when I watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live now, and any other odds and then show we may have there. There's always something I at least look forward to. Very rarely do I ever come out of a show, it's like, this show is nothing but garbage. But I'd say my top two pet peeves, and one of them is going to be the main topic for this video, but one of them is definitely the inconsistency of pushing the 30-day rule, which is the rule that you have to defend your title every 30 days. Because that is complete bullcrap. Because when someone like Brock Lesnar has the Universal Championship and he's only around like 5 times a year, he doesn't defend that. And anytime, that is brought up in conversation in a promo on live TV, it's like they just try to, blow smoke up your rear end and just pretend like that question never happened. But it's true, it doesn't make sense. Alexa Bliss had a legitimate beef the second week after the elimination, after when it was announced that the Elimination Chamber was going to consist of a men's and women's Elimination Chamber, even though it still didn't make sense to me that the week before Alexa Bliss seemed cool with making history, but the following week she was upset that she had to defend her title inside it when Brock Lesnar didn't have to. And there was no good reason for them to try to defend saying why Brock couldn't do that there. Henceforth, why also, even though, again, Roman Reigns in that situation, why I'm definitely more behind Roman Reigns in this storyline with him and Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania. But to me, though, my biggest pet peeve with the WWE that I've noticed more and more than the past year is this theory of how people get title opportunities. Because the thing is, there's different ways you can get. It could be just basically, a number one contenders match between two people who are definitely, deserving to be in contention for the world title. John Cena and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton last year. We also had Killian Dane and Aleister Black recently for the NXT Championship. Or, they built up stars in the opportunity with that fatal 4-way number contendership down at NXT when Johnny Gargano came out on top to get there. Now, the thing is also, think about this too. Johnny Gargano wasn't really on the strongest winning streak around that time. He was losing matches, but it was playing well into the storyline with him and Tommaso Ciampa. So when an opportunity opened up for him to fill a spot in there for the injured Velveteen Dream, which was probably kayfabe just to play along the storyline of building up Johnny Gargano as an ultimate underdog babyface. They gave him an opportunity based off of his hard work and whatnot, knowing that he definitely is championship material. He's just in a slump, but he's given an opportunity to prove us all wrong. There's a story there. But let's talk about a few things. Remember when Seth Rollins was injured his knee and he had to relinquish the title in 2015? When he came back, what was the first feud he had? He feuded with Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That led to that awesome main event at Money in the Bank 2016 when Dean Ambrose cashed in. So on that night, all 3 members of the Shield had held the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Very special moment. I definitely love the second half of that pay-per-view. Again, the first half of that pay-per-view was more than just average. That could have been one of the best pay-per-views of all time. I'm not even joking when I say that, in my honest opinion at least. But you look at that. Seth Rollins got that opportunity the moment he came back to get that title he never lost. Daniel Bryan did not get that opportunity right when he came back. He had to go into the Royal Rumble to try to get the opportunity back. And recently also, when Finn Balor, who won the Universal title and got injured during that match and literally finished the match with one arm, when he came back, he didn't get his title opportunity. So what was the difference? I mean, all respect, Seth Rollins deserved to get that title opportunity. And anybody else who was gone from injury. When The Miz, was written off TV for a while. The moment he came back, he went after the Intercontinental Championship. But what's the difference here? Another example, people didn't get opportunities. The Hype Brothers. Last year, at the beginning of the year, the Hype Brothers won a Battle Royale for the number one contendership for the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles to face, I think at the time, the Wyatt family. Yeah, the Wyatt family was SmackDown Tag Team Champions before they lost in the American Alpha before the Royal Rumble. But when the Hype Brothers came back, they had to earn that opportunity back. My question is, though, why? Why did it go from, and think of this too, Seth Rollins came back as a heel, and a face authority member, Shane McMahon, gave him the match. So why couldn't even though, again, the Hype Brothers weren't the best tag team, they were definitely a fun team to watch. Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley, they're definitely still fun to watch. They were that team at the time that I felt like they were the closest to, being ready to, be the top tag team in the division at the time, the close. Because the SmackDown tag team division was not really built up too well at the time. I mean, they had the Wyatt family, they had Heath Slater and Rhino be tag champions, and the American Alpha definitely very underutilized on the main roster. That's the one thing I will put down SmackDown for the Ryan Ward era was the tag team division. Now Road Dogg's made that better, but the rest of the show. But getting back to this. When the Hype Brothers came back after Zack Ryder was healthy, why weren't they allowed to still have that tag title opportunity? They had to have a match against the tag team champions themselves, the Usos, to get that opportunity back. In my opinion, just make that the title match right there, and there you had it. The Hype Brothers didn't have to win it, but just why could they not get this match? But then here's the other thing too. Another example. Brie Bella, right after Daniel Bryan retired, until he came back recently. When he retired back in 2016, she beat Charlotte Flair randomly on a match on Raw, and because of that, she got a title opportunity at the next pay-per-view, Fastlane. But this past week on SmackDown, we had Natalya beat Charlotte, but Natty's not getting a title opportunity anytime soon. And then what else was there? There was one more I had. I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah. Last summer, after that long feud between Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal, they had one more match after that Punjabi prison match, a grudge match. Now, here's the thing also. Jinder Mahal could not win a match clean. Every time, it was the same exact thing. And also, as I said, my Jinder Mahal rant, Jinder Mahal was literally like a guy that they tried to make gold from crap, pretty much, right away. And Randy Orton beat Jinder Mahal easily in that match. A champion who cannot win any matches clean at all by themselves should not be champion. It makes, that's why, like Kevin Owens, was not a good champion when he was Universal Champion, because he lost how many matches, even though the times he won matches, he was getting help from Chris Jericho, but he lost how many matches as champion. The Club, when they were Raw Tag Team Champions, they were the same way. But you don't see guys like, the Bar losing left and right. And here's the thing also. When the Bar, lost to Titus Worldwide, they got a tag title opportunity. But this week, we had Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, which at first, months ago, I wouldn't be interested in a match like this. But with, the bullying that Alexa Bliss did to Nia Jax, building up to this match we're going to have at WrestleMania 34, I'm like, okay, here we go. But let's see how Nia gets the match. The following week, Kurt Angle pretty much gives Nia the match because Alexa was being a bully. When at the same time you think about it, recently, Alexa Bliss, I said before, was in a match at the Elimination Chamber. I mean, not Alexa, Nia Jax was in a match at the Elimination Chamber against Asuka, the winner of the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble. And if Nia won, it wasn't clear if Nia would have gotten a championship match at WrestleMania, or if she would have gotten, if she would have gotten just been in the same match with Asuka at WrestleMania, because at the time they weren't being clear whether Asuka was going to face the Raw or SmackDown as champion. Because I thought they were going to face Raw as champion straight up. So that was a weird inconsistency. And even after that, Nia lost again and again. So to me, there really was no momentum for like Nia Jax, being in the title picture anytime soon. But the moment that she got bullied by Alexa Bliss, she gets a title match at WrestleMania. That storyline would result in at least, a non-women's title match or something like that on Raw, and it could set something up for at WrestleMania. And even if, Nia would beat Alexa, A lot of people will say, I get it, champions shouldn't really be losing clean. If the champion loses, the person who beat them should be the champion, which that is true because it does kind of take prestige away from if you have the match again. But if it's worthy of the storyline, like Nia Jax trying to get an upper hand, and also don't do it right before the pay per view, or if you do it, put another stipulation on the match or something like that, besides just a regular one-on-one match. Then okay, I can forgive it then. But if they beat them just because, then I don't like that either. But if you guys see my point there, it's like one moment, being the champion can give you a title opportunity. But the next one, be a champion, no, you're not going to get a title opportunity at all. And you get nothing out of it in return. But like something can happen, like, you get bullied by your former best friend, and that's going to give you a title shot. I got bullied how many times as a kid growing up? But I never got a reward for being bullied. I never got like a sympathy award for, getting bullied. I didn't come home and, mommy and daddy didn't give me like, my favorite, baseball jersey or something like that. So like, what kind of example is that really, setting? I'll give you another example of like a bad way to keep a title match. And no offense, I love Braun Strowman to death. He's definitely my favorite, but but this whole segment was awesome until the end came up, in my opinion. So when Braun Strowman got fired by Kurt Angle for like an hour because of what he did the week before, pretty much almost killing Kane and Brock Lesnar, pulling down that backstage set, Braun Strowman went on like, a tirade, pretty much. And he was just destroying everything in sight. But then to get him to stop, Kurt said, I just spoke to Stephanie McMahon. You're rehired. We'll give you your match back. Why? It's like, you're taking a punishment, taking something away from someone to punish them, and then you give it right back to them just to tell them to stop acting up. What example is that meant to really set for somebody? Like, that's just a bland way of that. It made me feel like that whole angle was just a waste of time, in my opinion. I mean, it was cool, Braun Strowman causing all that mad path destruction was awesome, but what's that supposed to show? Oh, you can whine, you can get whatever you want. No. That isn't like, how it works. Like, if he was going to get that back, they should have like at least had him like, wrestle in like, like a match. Like, if you win this match, you're back in. It's kind of like how, someone who wants one more shot at a championship. And he said, fine, you get it. But if you don't win, you're done. The same happened with like, Johnny Gargano. That's why the Roman Reigns and Sheamus match on the Raw night TLC worked so great. Like matches like that are awesome. Okay, that's the reason why I give somebody a title match, even if they didn't earn it through a number one contendership match. But even so, people are earning title shots like that, but if they're owe a rematch, or if they win a number one contendership match in the first place, or beat a champion before and don't get a number one contendership match, it doesn't make sense. It's this inconsistency of like the rules of how you get these number one contendership matches that just irk me big time, and that why is my biggest pet peeve within the WWE these days. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, guys, as well. What do you guys think? Do you think the WWE is very inconsistent on giving out title opportunities? Do you think, like, certain things happen to some superstars, like, okay, it happened this time, this person, but when it happened for this time, that wasn't the case? Leave that down in the comment section below, where everybody knows a comment, or even a video response as well. I encourage you guys to try to do a video response as well to get other people talking about this as well. So leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, sure to click my like and subscribe for more content on my channel, and you may follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirBoy93. So guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you guys later. I'm not sure my next video will be. Maybe there's another odds and end, but definitely be back live for Remote Raw on Monday night. So guys, I am checking out, guys. Until then, guys, have a great Friday. Peace, everybody.